It's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when you got, we are living in a war zone. I feel like I can represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died. But now, I cannot die. I can't leave until this straight. You know, I'm not suicidal. I can't go until y'all really know what time it is. And then after that, boom, it's all over. And we can see, you know, how this fall. But that's how it is. And the reason being is because if I can't live free, if I can't live with the same respect as the next man, I don't want to be here. Because God has cursed me to see what life should be like.
I said we ain't no loafers, we ain't no poachers, we ain't no haters of self, we ain't no vultures. This ain't our culture. I said this ain't our culture. I said we ain't no loafers, we ain't no poachers, we ain't no haters of self, we ain't no vultures. This ain't our culture.
I said this ain't our culture. I said this ain't our culture. This ain't the top of the top with King Philip. I don't want y'all to get misconstrued or anything like that. You know, you tapped into a new podcast. All right, same space, same place. You know, where we're still uplifting and trying to make those approaches to restructure our culture. All right. What we're doing right now is we're running our G's Read podcast because somewhere along the lines it become cool to not read. You know what I mean? So we you know, our approach is to make reading, you know, approachable again. All right. So, and again, you know, I'm shooting for 10 minutes. All right. Before we get started, go ahead and check out the website, makeachessmove.org, if you have not done so. All right, it's sweet. Go ahead and browse through that thing. Check out our Facebook, Make a Chess Move /Macam303. Check out the Instagram, /Macam303. Go ahead and check out the Twitter, /Macam303. And check out the Pinterest thing, /Macam303. All right, quick little disclaimer. You know, you tapped into the Make a Culture Move podcast where we're doing the G's Read. All right. Where with this podcast, we're making that approach to make reading approachable again, make reading cool again, make reading great again. You know what I mean? Because somewhere along our lines in our culture, in our community, reading has become not cool. And reading is very powerful. Reading is a very instructional tool that we need to implement in our community. All right. And we're going to be diving in a plethora of different reads from different artists, from different authors as well. You know, notice I said artists and I said authors. They are different things, all right? Yeah, we're gonna be diving into it. But you know, the thing is too, we're just not gonna be reading to read. You know, we're gonna be breaking down what we're reading. All right. So this morning we're gonna read our this is our first introduction read. It's How to Fight by Thict Hahn. I don't know if I'm saying that. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You know what I mean? But this is my man Thict. You know what I mean? We call him Thict from where I'm from. I don't know what y'all call him, but this is my man Thict. You know, when I started reading, I had another book. There's a few books that we got. All right. I started reading a different, like it was another one of his books. And, you know, if you're reading a book and if it makes you stop and be like, oh, shit, who is this? If it makes you flip the book cover and see who it is, then you better do your research because that's exactly what I did. You know, I shut everything down. I hopped on my Google. You know what I mean? Who is Thict Hahn? The homie Thict. You know, when what I discovered, you know, he is a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, you know, who I would say 3 words that encompass him as an individual is peacefulness, mindfulness, and compassion. All right, go ahead and do y'all's own research on my man Thict Hahn. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tap into it. Tap at the top to you, my brother. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it, and I want y'all to see what I'm reading too. All right. So this is the first passage. This It's called opening the door. It's called opening the door. Never in human history have we had so many means of communication. Television, radio, telephone, fax, email, the internet. Yet we remain islands with little real communication between us. When we cannot communicate, we suffer, and we spill our suffering onto other people. We can find ways to open the doors of communication again. That's my man Thict Hahn. All right, if y'all notice too, I call Thict Hahn an artist because he has a way of putting his words into a means that you can visually see what he's saying. And if you notice that image of the door opening, that letting in the breeze, he mentioned we have so many means of communication. Nowadays, we got the video phones, you know what I mean? The FaceTime. They got the Google Duo thing, you know what I mean? Google whatever it is. We can just pick up the phone and see somebody and talk to them. We don't just have to hear their voice. But at the same time, it's saying there's little real communication, even with that aspect. Looking at my situation specifically, with my approach with gang banging and gang members, I know that approach is not going to get them to open up to me. All right. I know that approach is not going to make it easy for me to open up to them. All right. But at the same time, I am making that approach to open that communication. I am making that approach to opening the door to hearing them out and listening to, why we are moving this direction in our culture. Not a why. I don't want to know why, because nobody needs to explain nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? I am truly interested in hearing y'all's story though, too, period. All right. But let's jump off this social wave. You know what I mean? Let's jump off this where we're only doing what we're seeing on social media. We think that only people, whatever they put on the internet, on our computers, is what they do and live in real life. Some of it is, some of it ain't. But take the time to connect with folks. You know what I mean? Even if we are still, social distancing, trying to talk through these damn masks and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Let's still try to take the time to connect with folks, to see who's who. Not no assumptions. Not no you who you is on Facebook. You who you is with all the viral followers and shit like that. You who you is. That's not who folks are. That's not who folks are. So let's take the time to open the door to connect with our community. Let's take the time to open the door to build with our community. And our community sometimes is within our own homes. Let me say that one more time. Sometimes our communities is within our own homes. Top of the top to you, you know what I mean? Top of the top to y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tapping in. Telly, what's the wiggle with you, baby? It's good to hear you and see you. All right, love you, my bro. All right. So, yeah, let's take the time to move and do more than what we see with this virtual shit. It's good and dandy, but, let's connect. Let's open those doors. Let's connect. All right. That's my read for this morning on G's Read. And I'm going to end our podcast with this. Something just to make y'all think on. You know what I mean? And this is old passage that we had from church, from choir practice. My man Kevin Kane, he used to be the instructor of our choir, of the youth choir, you know what I mean? He used to be our instructor, like, yeah, so, but at the end, they would always say, if every church member was just like me, what would this world be? We're going to shift that, with the Malcolm twist. If every Malcolm member was just like me, what would this world be? All right. And you don't need to answer it, but just think about it. Just think about it. All right. G's Read. We on. Peace.